So once you've passed the prologue, you'll be pretty much just shown at level 4 that you do have a point to add to your mastery. Like any other creed, we do have loads of different skills, attacks, bonuses, and increases of damage and weapons that we can actually go on. So we have 4 different abilities. We have the katana, we have tools, we have Shinobi, and we also have the Assassin. Now, with the Assassin side of stuff, it looks like it's pretty much going to be all about the actual killing part of it, which is pretty standard. I must admit, this version of him, we've got quite a few decent attacks which look really cool. So obviously from the vaults, you'd start off with a few different things. So you can see that we need the knowledge rank 2 required, which we'll obviously be able to unlock as we do go through the abilities. So obviously going through the start, we've obviously got the Katana Mastery, increased Katana damage by 3%, the next rank will be by 7, and as you can see we have got to get 13 points spent at the minimum. We then have the Tidal Wave, which is an extremely fast strike dealing 25% ability damage and making the enemy vulnerable. A lot of these, especially when it comes to the katana, will be literally inflicting more and more percentage damage. As you'll see here, increased damage on inflicted enemies by 2%. An enemy is inflicted when suffering from bleed, poison or daze, and as you'll see, you'll be able to kind of go and add extra bits to that as well. We have then the No Mercy, which is the successful dodge attack and then makes the target vulnerable. We also have the Generator, which dodge attacks generate 25% of an adrenaline chunk on hit, and then we obviously have got the dodge attack that we have added right now. With after the Tidal Wave, we have the second wave, which is now can chain twice, and then obviously with the third wave, we can, as it does state, you can do it 3 times. We also have the Guard Breaker, unleash 9 strikes, each dealing 10% ability damage and breaking armor, half as effective on large enemies. We have Guard Breaker now has full effects on large enemies, and also Guard Breaker can no longer be blocked or parried, which, depending on how you fight and your ability, that's going to be what really takes you to what skills you want to unlock first. I would definitely be looking at kind of maybe just trialing out a lot of attacks to start with and see how you kind of fare in battle, because most of them are going to be fantastic and you will still find that you'll just battle in general. Like, if you don't really find yourself using a lot of tools, like personally, I'm not the sneakiest when it comes to Creed. I do like to run and gun quite a lot, so tools are only kind of half useful. Whereas if you are trying to be the stealthiest of stealth, then you most definitely will love adding these extra tools in. You can obviously add a lot into that large tool bag free if you go all the way up to the knowledge rank 6. We also then have got the effectiveness, so obviously this Shinobi Bell, you've obviously got the Golden Bell and louder chimes. We have the triple threat, the bank shot, and also the shuriken. We then also have the assassination damage, 1, 2, and 3, and also the Everlast, the armor piercing, which is pretty interesting in itself. And the Everlast currently no longer breaks on hard impact. It can now be retrieved immediately. Very nice. So in general, the tools are going to be pretty fantastic to be able to add that different layer of attack to you. We then also have Shinobi, obviously going in again with the Shinobi Mastery, so we can start off and see some of the attacks. We've obviously got the damage on the left, and then we can also see then we've got the grab, which is obviously going to be a grab and undetected grab an enemy. Then also you've got the grab assassination and the quick knockout. So knockout after grabbing can now be performed faster. We have the lightning kicks, which is always fantastic to see. We have then the immobilized. We also then have sweep the leg. So always fantastic to see all them. We also then have the grappling hook, which we've seen already. And then the ascension boost, which is basically you can grapple hook and also climb a little bit faster. We have then the shallow water breathing, which actually will have a massive ability on itself. And then as you can see, we have the heightened senses, the extended perception, and the critical insight we can go with. We have vault, destabilizing vault, and also the high vault. Then the Egan roll, which as you can see, B and perform when hitting the ground and reduces the fall damage. And then the ninja fall. Egan roll now negates all fall damage, which actually is going to be fantastic if you can sign that right out. And then finally we've got the Assassin. So we've got the Assassin Mastery as always. We can obviously see we've got the Door Assassination, which I think will prove very, very useful. We then have extra damage on your vulnerable attacks. We also then have got the double assassination, which is always perfect to have. We have the improved ground assassination, the vigor, 2 and free. We also have in the air here the Rush Assassination, so this is going to be almost, you kind of zipline yourself in there. We also then have the Reinforced Blade and the Hand of Creed. Hidden Blades can no longer be denied when enemies see Naomi coming, which is always nice. We also then have the Assassination Damage 1, 2, and 3, and then the Improved Sense as you go. Now, naturally you can reset the masteries, which is always nice, so if you do find yourself clicking the wrong option, then obviously you can go ahead and do it a different way as well, which is always perfect. So let me know down below what you think. Make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know what is your favorite attack so far.